Okay, back at ya, huge movie fanatics. We're going to start off today with a review request from a user on here. I think it's Veeder Films here on YouTube, another user who requested that we review Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. And I can't remember if this was 72, I think it's early 70s or something. I had never seen it. And it's one that, well, it's like a horror movie, and it's one that I figured, it was cold out, and it was on YouTube, so it's actually here on YouTube if anyone wants to check it out. So I watched it for free on YouTube just so we could, well, actually you didn't see it.
I will watch it on YouTube at some point.
You will watch it so you cannot review it now. So I watched it on YouTube, and there was like 6 parts or something like that. And to me, I've always heard the title ever since I was a kid. The title is kind of classic. Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, and to me, I thought of like 1950s, like little girls in dresses and boys in a park finding a dead body or something. So when I go to turn this thing on, it's like this goofy. It reminded me of like Night of the Living Dead meets whatchamacallit, Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, okay.
Even though there's no music, there's no musical numbers, just the atmosphere of the movie and the heightened kind of spooky Halloweenish, spooky graveyardness with overdone with the smoke and steam and stuff like that. Kind of reminded me of Rocky Horror Picture Show kind of thing. And one thing that, I wasn't terribly impressed with it. One thing I'll say is, the spook factor was perfect for this time of year because it's got that great, I think the opening's in a cemetery and someone's digging, I can't even remember, but someone's digging up a grave or something and some guy comes with a lantern, but it's got, the exterior graveyard stuff's got a cool Halloweenish, it's rated PG, so but that's before PG-13, even came about, but so it's not like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's not a flat-out horror movie. It's kind of a, I wouldn't say it probably wasn't made for kids, but now you can sure show your kids. So that was one thing I was taken by, was the title was kind of misleading. There's no children in it. The children are like the college people who are. It's like they're part of a play group or something, a performers group. This is what I took out of it. I don't remember, but I think they were all kind of play performers or something, a part of some group, and there was this one nerdy, the leader, who was, I think, actually the co-writer or co-director of the movie. The guy, for my money, was kind of annoying. There's kids in high school that were like this, and they're completely fine. I'm not saying that they're bad, but they were part of the, plays or whatever, and they were just over, I don't know. It was like, well, they were
They're
young.
probably stage actors.
Yeah. I'm not saying they're bad. I don't know why I said that, but that's what it reminded me of, like a nerdy kid. Not that, nerd is good. I'm a nerd too, so it doesn't really matter. But it just reminded, we're nerds, so it doesn't really matter. But just reminded me of a kid from high school. I was never in any clubs or anything like that, so who would dress up in. But this guy was dressed up in a I think he had like a cape thing on, and he basically brought his friends, his college friends, which I guess are the children in the movie. I think he refers to them as children, like, come on children, let's, and I'm like, this is not what I had in mind. So it's like 70 minutes, 65 minutes of them taking a boat, bringing them to this island or something. It was shot in Florida, but it's all at night. And they find this house. I think he had set it up beforehand, some old dilapidated house. It's like I just remember one room house or something like that. And it's just a bunch of, basically for 65 minutes, for a bunch of nothing. And then I think it's like Evil Dead, where I think they're doing some kind of recital off of paper or something, where all the dead bodies come up. Very unimpressive. I'm going to go 1.5. The half is only because it did have a very cool Halloween, exaggerated graveyard, spooky exterior night feel.
You mentioned that, and that's what would key me into wanting to see this movie.
Yeah.
There's just something about that, the look of Rocky Horror.
I eat that up
Yeah.
ever since I was a kid. The graveyard, nighttime exterior, over exaggerated smoke and
Yeah.
wind.
I mean, like ever since the first Frankenstein, like I think that's what I like about it is it reminds me of the first
Yeah.
shot of Frankenstein, where
Get
it
down,
was,
you both.
yeah, like it just reminds me of that movie, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. So I love that kind of feel in any movie. So
Yeah, that's right. That's like the only, if that hadn't been there, I probably wouldn't have finished it. Because that was cool. Unfortunately, it's a little bit at the beginning, and then they're like inside for the bulk of the middle of the movie, and then they venture out again, I think, when all hell breaks loose. So
I'll most likely watch the movie. I will
maybe we'll have to do a
a second review.
follow up. But yeah, we got the request, so we figured I'd. Oh, I also want to mention, if anyone here that's watching it has a request for any review, feel free to leave it, send us a message, and if one of us has seen it, we'll do it. I'm not going to necessarily watch anything that I haven't seen that people
I
ask.
probably will.
I'll watch it only if I have an interest in it. I'm not going to watch, like the Hillary Duff, movie or something like that.
I'll watch anything.
Well, then what the
will-
hell happened to your children shouldn't play with dead?
I just
You'll
lack
just
of
do
time.
before you die. You'll watch it.
I will watch it. I'll probably watch it before the end of the year.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I will watch it, and I will say that one thing that's always attracted me to the movie, I had heard about it long ago, is the title. Great title.
Yeah,
Probably one of the
yeah.
best titles ever.
Well, it seems to me like one of those things that it's probably the title's by the creator, but it seems to me like a studio, kind of like I Spit on Your Grave, a distributor thing that added
Last
it
House
to
on
it.
the Left.
Last House.
Same thing.
Oh yeah. Because it seems like the distributors always add like a sentence title to it, like maybe it was just ghouls. Maybe the people who made it were just ghouls, and the distributor's like, no, that's out. Children shouldn't play with dead things. There's no children in it. It's perfect. So.
It probably is where it came from. Last House on the Left has no basis in its title, but they went with it.
Yeah.
So
I guess we're a little tight on time. So I think for that'll do it for the Nate's. This is my very first solo review.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited, as you can see. That's Nate's Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things review.
peace.
Take it easy.